welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing like an ultimate book video, bookish days in my life. I don't really know. Basically, first I'm gonna do like a mini reading vlog. So I'm just gonna take you through what I'm reading over the next few days. And then I'm also gonna show you some books that I bought recently. And then also I think we're gonna unhaul some books from my TBR card actually, because I just know I'm not gonna get to them. And I look at them on my TBR card all the time and don't want to read them. So I did already kind of unhaul some of them, but I think we're going to go through all the books on there and read the descriptions, see if I'm interested in reading them. And if I'm not, I'm going to get rid of them. I'll also kind of show y'all if you want any of these books, I will ship them to you. But most of them I probably thrifted, so I'm probably just going to take them to a thrift store. What else are we going to do? I think that's it. So I'm just going to take you along, have a few bookish days. I am so excited because I just love these kind of videos. Also, it has been so cozy and cool outside the past few weeks, or the past like week or two. It's been like in the 50s, 60s, and it is so nice. So it's just a cozy fall time. It is currently 1 and I need to do some laundry, but before we do that, I'm going to show you what I've been reading, a book haul, all that stuff, because once I turn the washer and dryer on, it's too loud. So we're gonna do a bunch of stuff today and I'm very excited. It's just gonna be so fun. So grab a snack. We're just gonna hang out. It's gonna be like us hanging out, having some bookish days together. Like if we were to go on like a little bookish trip, this is what we would do. Well, we'd probably go book shopping too. But I don't need a bookshop, so I probably won't be doing that. But we're just gonna hang out, and I'm so excited. Okay, first I'm gonna show you what I've been reading, or at least what I've read this week. I read some books this weekend, but I'm just gonna save those for my wrap up. But last night, I finished The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I actually started this on Monday, I think, and I didn't plan on finishing it last night, but I got to like the last 150 pages, and I couldn't put it down. So I stayed up to like 12:31, finishing it. The end of this had my jaw on the floor. I was shocked. Like I'd heard there's a lot of plot twists in this book, and quite a few of them, most of them, I did guess. I mean, it was still fun because I was like, oh, that's cool, even though I did guess it. But the last one, I was like, what? I was literally shocked. If you don't know, this is about a girl named Kiva, and she is in this like high security prison, and she is the prison healer in the prison, which is basically like a doctor. And she, yeah, that's all I'll say. I feel like from the summaries I've heard, what they say in those summaries happens like after like the 100-page mark. And I'm like, I feel like that's a little bit more than I wanted to know going into it. So I kind of knew what was going to happen, at least a little bit of what was going to happen because of the summary. So that's all I'm going to tell you. I've heard people also say that it's kind of slow, and honestly, I didn't mind that. Like at the beginning, the first like couple hundred pages, first 150 pages were a bit slow, I guess. But I also really enjoyed them. Like I enjoyed the setting. I enjoyed learning about the characters, seeing the characters interact, learning more about the prison. And it also made me really sad because the prison, what's the word? The circumstance, I don't know how to explain. Basically the prison is quite terrible. The guards are quite terrible. Everything in the prison is awful. It is a high security prison. It's also quite brutal. This is YA fantasy, so it's not like too descriptive, but some parts I was like, oof, this is bad. But yeah, the end absolutely shocked me. I was flabbergasted. So I'm trying to decide between a 4 and a 4.5 for this. I'm probably gonna finish the series before I give an official rating for all of them, but I did finish this, and I've been seeing it recently, and I was very excited to read it because just the summary sounds really good, and I've been in my fantasy, like I'm just in a fantasy mood. So I picked this up and I really enjoyed it. So if you're looking into this, I haven't finished the series obviously. I really enjoyed the first one. I felt like it was very easy to understand. Like I didn't have any trouble really like grasping the politics. I felt like it was very easy to understand. So really enjoyed this, and now I'm gonna show you some books that came in the mail yesterday. Yes, I did just do a book haul. Just don't talk about it, okay? Let's just not talk about it. Okay, so let's show some books that I got recently. Also, I can finally put my bookshelves in videos because I've been waiting. Well, I haven't really filmed much, but I've been waiting for my bookshelf organization video tour to go up before I showed them. So these are my bookshelves. I did a whole video on them and they look so good. But let me show you some books that I got. Also, I feel like this lighting is terrible and it's so bright. I don't know, but here we go. So first, I did already get the second and third book in the Prison Healer trilogy, The Gilded Cage and The Blood Trader. I actually started the book Monday, like I said. I got like 30 pages in, and I was like, I know that I'm gonna want to read the next book like immediately. And I've heard, like I had heard the ending was quite insane. So I decided to just go ahead and buy these, and I'm so glad I did, because after finishing The Prison Healer, like I'm going to be starting The Gilded Cage today. And I've also heard the end of this is crazy, so I'll probably be reading this as well and just finishing the whole trilogy this week. But yeah, so I got those two. I'm so excited about them. And then, honestly, I'm probably just as surprised as you are So I got Saving Six and also Redeeming Six by Chloe Walsh. And you're probably like, Bethany, I thought you were gonna wait until they come out traditionally published, and you would be correct. That was my plan. If you don't know, I read Binding and Keeping 13 in September. Really, really love them. I love them actually so much. They took over my life for like a week. Like I couldn't put them down. I loved them so much. But check trigger warnings, they're very heavy, they're very emotional, they're very sad at times. But I just love them so much. I've been thinking about them since then. And I was like, I'm just gonna wait to read the next two when they come out like traditionally published, because they aren't on Kindle. Like I bought Binding and Keeping 13 on my Kindle, but you can't get the Kindle versions of these books right now until the new ones publish. And the ebook versions don't come out until like January and December or something. And then the actual books don't come out until February. So I was like, but at the time I didn't think you could get these indie covers of Saving and Redeeming Six anymore, but you can. I found them on Amazon thanks to someone in Sarah Crowley's Discord. They helped me find them, and so I bought them. I honestly, like, I didn't hate these covers, but I was like, I don't love them. But now that I have them, I'm like, why am I obsessed with these covers? Like I want Binding and Keeping 13 now because I kind of love them. They are bricks. If you don't know, the Binding and Keeping or the Boys of Tommen series, it's freaking massive. The books are so big. Let's see how long these books are. 613 and like 750 basically. And just to give you some context, this is this book, like a normal size. This is this book. Not a normal size, if you could tell. They're literal bricks, but I'm so excited to read them. I'm scared, but I'm so excited. I saw a quote or some quotes on Instagram of these books, and I was like, it just made me want to read them so much more. So these, the first books are about Johnny and Shannon, and these are about Joey, Shannon's brother. And I know Saving Six overlaps with some of Binding and Keeping 13, but I think Redeeming Six like continues after Keeping 13. So I'm just so excited. Actually kind of obsessed with the spines of these. They are bricks, so like they are so heavy, but I'm just so excited. So I got those. I cannot wait to read them. We'll see if I start them in October, if I read them in September. Okay. If I start them in November, or if I read them this month, who knows? But yeah, those are the books that I bought since my book haul. I did get a little more birthday money, so that's what I used, but I wanted to film that video, so I didn't plan to buy any more books, and then this happened, so here we are. Rosie wants cuddles. Hi. So anyways, I'm so excited about them. Like literally I was so giddy to get this package in the mail. I need to put all my books on my TBR cart, but speaking of my TBR cart, I want to go through it and unhaul some books. But I want to say, if I unhaul a book, it doesn't mean that the book is bad, the author is bad. It just means it's been sitting on my cart for a while and I know I'm not going to read it. And very likely it was a book that I saw at the thrift store and was like, oh, maybe I'll read that, and then just never did. And now I don't want to, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just excited to make room on my TBR cart for other books. So first, I have all of these I already took out to unhaul. So we have The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa, My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa something, Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, and Nora Roberts, Vision in White or something. And then Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner, Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste NG, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and Emily Griffin, Love the One You're With. So those are the books that I am going to get rid of. Just gonna take to the thrift store, and then I think I'm gonna go through and read the summaries on the backs of the books that are on my TBR cart that I just don't remember, and then hopefully get rid of more of them, because as of right now, I have quite a lot on here that I don't really want to read anymore. I haven't put the ones for my birthday or like my book haul on here yet because I was taking photos of them and stuff. Anyways, so this is what we got. A lot of these I have bought recently and books I do want to read, but some of them I'm like, I don't want to read these anymore, you know what I mean? So let's see, we have The Choice by Nicholas Sparks. I think someone gave this to me. I don't know. So maybe we'll keep that. These two are the ones that I'm kind of questioning because I have heard really great reviews on like Sophie Kinsella books. And I heard a great review recently on The Dinner List by Rebecca Searle. And I have read another book by her, but I'm also like, if I want to read these, I can just borrow them on Libby. Yeah, I don't have to have the physical copies, you know what I mean? I don't know. So I've been questioning what I should do. Maybe I'll keep The Dinner List. Okay, maybe I'll keep this one too. It sounds maybe good. We'll see. We have this one too. Maybe I'll keep it too. Me changing my mind. So maybe I'll keep all of these for now. And all of these I have gotten recently. And then obviously these are my new ones. So I think we're just gonna keep them and get rid of the ones that I showed you. I feel like my TBR cart is so full and most of them I don't want to read. So I don't really know. Okay, well, I'm gonna put it up and maybe I'll change my mind. So if you saw any of these books and you want them, DM me and I'll ship it to you, but I'm probably going to just donate them. So that is it. I'm going to do some laundry and then I'll catch you later when I read / start The Gilded Cage. Hello guys, it is a few days later. It's actually Sunday. Now, I don't remember when I started this vlog, if I'm being quite honest, but I wanted to continue it. So I'm still reading The Gilded Cage. I actually started it Thursday, whatever day I started this vlog. I don't remember. And I literally read like a couple chapters of it and just couldn't focus. So then I read a different book on my Kindle, couldn't focus on that. And then I watched Bachelor in Paradise. I was basically reading until Bachelor in Paradise came on. And then I've clearly not read very much the past few days. I feel like I've been in, not a slump, but just like haven't been wanting to read. And I think it's because of a couple reasons. One, A Curse for True Love comes out in a couple days and that's all I can think about. So I don't want to read or start a really long book because I want to read A Curse for True Love immediately when I get it in the mail. And then also I got Saving and Redeeming 6 and I just want to read them so bad, but I know that they're going to take over my life for the entirety of however long it takes me to finish them. So I didn't want to start those, even though I really want to start those. So it's just been hard for me to read. Anyways, so I'm reading The Gilded Cage. I'm on page 149 and I really want to finish this today or tomorrow, some point the next day, because A Curse for True Love comes out. Like I need to finish this. My plan this weekend honestly was to finish the whole series. That didn't happen, but I do, like I'm almost halfway and I feel like at the halfway point of The Prison Healer, this when things really got like good and I couldn't put it down. Not that I'm not enjoying it at this point, but I feel like it is pretty slow as the first one was, which I didn't mind. And I get like you have to build up like the politics, the world building, just things we need to know about the past kind of and what's going on now and stuff, anyways, to get to where we want to go. But because of the end of The Prison Healer, going into this, I was like, I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen. I feel like I just need to read like 100 more pages and then I'm gonna get to the part where like I cannot put it down. That's what we're trying to get to, because right now it's not like super fast paced. There's not like a ton going on, but I know we're gonna get there. There's been new characters introduced, which has been fun, and one of them I do not trust. This person, there's something fishy going on about this person and I'm curious to see if I'm right. I have a feeling I am, because there's just something fishy, some details surrounding the circumstance, and I'm like, that's fishy. So we shall see. I'm excited to see what happens, and I've heard that the end of this is crazy. So I'm excited to see the plot twist, because I'm sure I'm gonna be shocked. But anyways, I'm gonna read this, probably do a sprint in Sarah's Discord and try to get a bunch read tonight. That is the goal. Like my to-do list, read this today so I can get A Curse for True Love, or I can read it when it comes out. That's all. I'm gonna keep reading. Hello, it's been quite a few days since I've talked to you. I feel like I've been terrible at doing this vlog, but here we are. I'm just gonna continue it and end it also today. So I finished the Prison Healer trilogy. I did. I literally read like a mad woman the past few days. Like I filmed some clips Sunday and I did finish The Gilded Cage that day, like at like 12:30 or 1, I don't remember. And then I literally read this whole book on Monday because the end of The Gilded Cage, I was like, I have to know what's gonna happen. And also A Curse for True Love came out yesterday. It's now Wednesday, by the way. So I had to finish this Monday. I read this whole book on Monday. It was quite absurd. So anyways, I thought I would tell you my thoughts on the Prison Healer trilogy because I literally read it so fast. They're all about like around 400 pages, which I feel like is pretty good for a fantasy like trilogy. I haven't officially rated them yet, but I wanted to like give my thoughts, kind of my ratings. I'm not really sure yet, but I just wanted to share my thoughts. So I did really love this trilogy. I thought it was so good. I feel like it was very fun in ways. Like I really enjoyed the plot of it. I found like the setting very interesting, and I feel like it was different than most fantasy that I read, and I really love the characters. I feel like the found family in this series is so good. I'm obsessed with these characters. Like so many of these characters I just loved so much, and I feel like the plot twists were insane. I was like, literally what the heck? Like the ends of all the books, or like the first 2 books, you have to continue reading. Like, you can't stop. I needed to know what was gonna happen, so I read it so quick, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I think I'm gonna give, could change, The Prison Healer and The Gilded Cage 4.5, and The Blood Trader 5. 4.75. I don't know. I really, really loved it. And I really, really loved The Blood Trader. I feel like the first half of these are pretty slow. You're building some politics. You're learning about the characters. It's not very action heavy. This one, I feel like the whole way through I was like on the edge of my seat. Like, I need to know what's gonna happen. And the end was quite wild, but I do think it's worth it. Like, I don't think it's too slow to where I was bored. Like, it was a little bit hard to get into The Gilded Cage, but I think, as I said in previous clips, that I was just waiting for Christopher True Love. I was very excited about Saving Six, you know. So I feel like it was harder to like get into it, but once I got like 150, 200 pages in, I couldn't stop, and I did finish the whole trilogy. So I really, really loved it. I thought it was so good. I highly recommend it. I feel like it was very easy to understand. The politics wasn't super heavy. It is YA, no spice, and I just really enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was just a really good trilogy. I feel like the plot twists were crazy, and I feel like you would probably enjoy it if you've read a lot of other fantasies that I've also read. Also, I feel like for the most part, when I read a fantasy book, there's not many that I don't like. Like, there's a few series, a couple maybe, that I didn't enjoy or that I didn't understand. But I feel like most of the time with a fantasy series, I'm probably gonna enjoy it. But maybe I just didn't connect to the love interest or the romance. But I feel like the romance in this was really, really good. But I do think it wasn't like super heavy on the romance. Like, I feel like the plot was the main part. Like, I don't know how to explain it. If you've read these books, this might help you like just determine the romance. Powerless by Lauren Roberts is super heavy on the romance, and Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is super minimal on the romance. And this is kind of in the middle where like there's a good bit of romance, but it's not as heavy as Powerless, if that makes sense. But I thought it was so good. I almost feel like as long as I have like a few crumbs to hold on to in a fantasy series, like of romance, I'll keep reading it as long as the plot is super interesting, because I'm like wanting to know what's gonna happen, but the romance also makes it so good because the stakes are so high. There's like angst, and I don't know, it's just so good. So I did finish this trilogy. I highly recommend it if you're looking for just a fantasy series to read, and I feel like these are pretty short. Like, this is a pretty short fantasy series compared to Throne of Glass. That one's so long. So if you're wanting a fantasy series that you can read pretty quickly, that you're gonna get an end pretty quickly because it's shorter, I highly recommend. I did really enjoy them. Now I need to show you a book that I got. I'm so excited about this book because Penguin Teen actually sent me this book, which is so kind. Rosie's here. So I got an arc of this from Penguin Teen a few months ago, and I did read it, and I put it in one of my wrap-ups. I did really enjoy it. It was like a 4-star read. It was pretty heavy on the chest, but overall I really enjoyed it, and they emailed me and offered to send me a copy, so I'm so excited. So thank you, Penguin Teen, for sending me this. I do highly recommend it if you're wanting a YA romance. If you like Ali Hazelwood's other books, I feel like you're gonna enjoy this one as well, and it comes out November 7th. So thank you for the final copy. I'm so thankful. So I think that's all I had to say for this vlog. I feel like it was all over the place and I kept forgetting to film, but I did want to share my thoughts on this trilogy. I did really love it and I highly recommend. I did really love the like love interest. He was so sweet and kind, and I really liked him. So really enjoyed it. You should read it. But I think that's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed. I love sitting over my bookshelf. I just have to like, you know, show it because it's such a beautiful background. But I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon for our next one. Bye.